I will show you how to add a new series to the audio pages and create the individual audios and videos for the post, as well as uploading a podcast to our podcast blog. So after you log into Squarespace, you'll see this um, the main page here. You'll go over here to pages, and we're going to navigate um, to the pages. Now, just as a reminder, this is after you've included this watch and listen. This is already posted with the video from Sunday, so I showed you on this in a previous teaching. And then we come down here and we scroll down over here on the left navigation down to 2018 series. We need to create a new series for the new series we started last week called Influence. So I'm going to click Add a Page, and I'm going to choose over here blog, the center one, the blog. You can see that this little A is the same as these pages here for different blogs. A blog contains a series of posts inside of it. Each one of these posts will be the Sunday's teaching, including the video, the notes, the talk it over, as well as the audio. And so we're going to click blog here. And so I'm going to do so. I'm adding it. It asks me to name it, so I come down here and I'm going to entitle it with the name of the series, and I'm going to click enter to submit that. It's going to open up the new blog. I'm going to add the graphics now. So in order to add the graphics, I go to blog settings right here, and I come over here to media. I will click, make sure image is clicked with the default by nature, and I'm going to click add an image right here. I'm going to come, and I have navigated already to where my influence graphics are held. This is under the Dropbox folder for those of you that have Dropbox linked to your computer. If not, after you download the individual files, the file we use for this is the web banner. So I'm going to click on the web banner that I found in Dropbox here in my pathway. I'm going to click open, and that is going to insert that. As soon as it's uploaded and I see the full resolution of the image, I'm going to click save. So I click save there, and you'll see that that image comes up right here. Now to add an individual Sunday's teaching, I'm going to click right here, and you'll see where it hovers. As I hover, it gives me the little description that this is add a post. So I'm going to click the plus sign. It's going to give me a post that I can now type in the name of the series, except I can't spell. There we go. Influence, after the series title, we do colon, and this past week was called Trust. I just know that. You can look at the notes file to see all of this information. After I do that, I want to click here on this little bubble, and I'm going to choose to bring in a video. And so now I need to go get my video URL that I had already posted on the other page, but since I don't have that page up, I'm going to go back to my YouTube. I'm already logged in as the church, so I'm going to click right here. I'm going to click on channel, my channel, and then I'm going to see this right here. So I'm going to click the video from last week. I'm going to pause this so we don't have to listen to it. I'm going to click share right here, and this is going to give me when I click the link, I click it, highlight it. I can either click copy or Command C to copy it to my clipboard. I'm going to come back up here to my other tab, and which is my Squarespace. I'm going to paste that with Command V or Control V on a PC and include that. Now that I've done that, I've got this description that it pulls in from YouTube from when we entered it in and uploaded it to YouTube. I want to Command A click and then copy this. So Control or Command A selects all the text in there. Command C or Control C copies that, and I'm going to hit apply because I want to commit that. Now I want to put the description in where it just said right here, and I do that by either right-clicking Command and then clicking paste, or I can go Command V or Control C or Control V on a PC. Now, that's the description. Next, we want to add the audio file underneath it. So as I hover over, this bubble gives me a new opportunity when I click it to add an audio. So I want to click audio right here. Now I want to upload the file. So this is already selected by default, and I click add an audio track. Now I need to navigate to our audio track under Dropbox. This is under our production. So I go to the Dropbox. I've got more files here than you do because I have better, more access in Dropbox than others. And so I go there, I click on Sunday Audio, I click on the 2018, and I scroll down to the date, and normally we do the 9:30 or the 11 service, and normally the 9:30 is the one we do. So the 9:30, select that, I click open, it's going to upload this, and this will take some time to do so as we send that uploading. And I guess it's also having to download it, it appears, but no, it's downloading a bunch of others. I'm going to hit pause on the video and come back at this moment.
Are you in the middle of that still?
It's all right.
Okay. I did finally upload staff photos to that folder that you made.
Awesome. So we just need to edit those
Yes.
and get those in.
And I put mine in there even though I'm not here,
Yeah.
just so that everybody
Yeah.
can
Sweet.
see it and remember that I used to
Yeah.
be here.
Nice.
Just delete it if you want. I don't know why. I just uploaded them all at once.
No, I appreciate it.
But they're all in there. I
Good.
put a couple for you and a couple for somebody, like, they're virtually indistinguishable
Yeah.
that way they can choose. But then everybody else, like the girls, they picked their favorites. So they're, yeah. And then there's some silly ones for Caleb that you will really enjoy.
All right, I'm gonna say goodbye. Yep.
You leaving?
Yep. Yeah.
Love
I
you,
was-
Penny.
I was here too long yesterday,
Oh yeah.
so
You were.
it's a
Anything
long-
I can do for you, Penny?
Yeah, don't let me make me cry.
Oh, girl.
I really am.
We're
What
gonna be
with
like,
you?
you barely left.
Well, you know, all we could do is do a little cutout. Put it in my office, and every once in a while.
You guys are silly.
All right.
Love you. Have a good night. So once this video, or not video, this MP3 has uploaded, you'll see it right here. Now, it pulls the title in right here. That's the title of the track. We want to change that, and what we do is we change that to typing the title of the series, and we use colon, and we go trust. And so that's how we're going to title it. And the author would be the communicator of that day. And this week it was myself, and so I put Casey Robinson as the author and the title. And so for right now, I'm not going to mess with these other links right here, and I'm going to click up. Actually, I'm going to do one more. I got to click over here to design. We want to make this an option to download. So click design, and we're going to show download link. And then for the purpose of the website of Integrity, we like the lighter version. So click player color light and click apply. Now, after we do that, we want to add our talk it over and our notes for that Sunday. So we're hovering over here, and we are going to add these as a button, which is right here. So we click on that, and first we will add the download notes. So I type in download notes in the text. You see it populate the button here, and click through URL. And we want to upload a file now. And so to upload a file, we click add a file, and we want to now navigate to our Sundays under Dropbox, or you'll need to download this from the Dropbox folder. We're going to teaching notes, Sundays teaching notes 2018, and then we will scroll down to that Sunday's teaching. We're going to choose the handout. So the handout is posted on this page, and we click OK. It will upload the file. When that is opened, it's highlighted here, so it's the most recent highlighted one, and I click apply. That's all I have to do for the download notes. Now we want to hover right here, and we want to add another button for the talk it over. This is the discussion guide that allows them to talk this teaching over with another person or a group of people. So we're going to type in talk it over, and a couple of. Now, at this point, David and the Next Steps team have already uploaded the Talk It Over for every week, and so we now click on the files, and we go to existing file, and that shows us all these over. And you'll see here, they use a Talk It Over as their initial identifier on their description of the file name. So their file name starts with Talk It Over, so that makes it easy to find. 08, we understand that's 26. My window's not long enough to show that. I'm going to click that. I know it is. It shows up here as that file, and I click apply. And so now what I do is I have my hand icon come up when I'm over this area. When my hand icon is up over this right here, I'm going to click, and I want to drag this to where that little cursor, see how it's down here, a horizontal line. I want to move it to where it's just a line next to it. So I'm bringing it up, and it brings that line next to it, letting me know it's going to places to the right of that, and I let go, and after I've clicked and dragged it over, it puts it in alignment there. Next part that I want to do is I want to add the album artwork for this image. And so what I do here on the thumbnail image is I click here, add an image, and I need to navigate back to my series, which is under my Dropbox. I put my communication folder over here for a quick access. I go to series 2018. I'm going to look at influence web, and we go ahead and use the web banner for this, and we click open. Now in this, Squarespace will crop the image for future reference. I want to take this little dot and I want to put it right in the middle of where my text is, because that will tell the Squarespace whenever they're having to crop this image, make sure you focus on this part of the image. So we make sure that dot is right here. After that, I click back over here to content, and I click down here to draft. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to click published. So I'm going to pretend like this post has published. And because this is for Sunday's August 26th teaching, if I publish it as today, it's going to think that this was from Sunday or from Thursday, August 30th. I'm going to click this date right here, and I'm going to choose the 26th, and I'm just going to make sure that that time is after 12. The time is not that big of a deal. As long as it's on the 26th and after 12 p.m. After I do that, I click save, and now I have posted that audio and created the series page for this new series called Influence. Now what we need to do is on a new series, whenever we have a new series, we need to make sure that the new messages for that series are on our watch and listen page. So we come down here to watch and listen, and we scroll down here to where it says our previous series. This is from when we had our at the movies and we weren't streaming them. So I'm going to remove that text and I'm going to say listen to more from this series. So I'm going to click edit up here to edit the content of this, and you only need to do this whenever we have a new series that has just started. So I'm going to say listen to more from this series. And then what I do is I want to only, and this will stay like this. We don't have to change that from here on out. Now I hover over these and I click edit because I need to make sure that it pulls it now from the Influence series. So it pulls all the blogs, and that's why we use blogs for this. And we have that as listed. This is in alphabetical order. So here is Influence, and you can see right here that it pulls up the latest Influence. I click apply to commit that, and now I need to come up here and click save. And that is how we add the new series to this. Now, let's change the podcast. So we need to add a podcast link. The podcasts are down here. And so we scroll down, and here's our podcast. This is another blog that we use. What we'll need to do before we do this is I need to do this back here. So I'm going to actually go back to that previous page. Forgive me for doing this. And I am going to go back to the series that we just added under Influence. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. Since we made that download link, I'm going to right click on the download and I'm going to say copy link address. That's going to copy this link to where this is stored on the web. Now I need to go to our podcast. And I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to click on podcasts. And I'm going to add a new podcast. And what I do here is I enter the title, so Influence. And the title was Trust. And all I do here is I add an audio. So I click Add Audio. And this is not an upload file. Now I want to click over here on External File. And I am going to paste the URL I just copied, but I need to delete the question mark download equals true. So all I'm going to do is remove that, which is a part of the code that the browser uses to download it. I need to remove that. So now I remove that. That's the link to the file. And what we do after that is I come here. This is an MP3. I now click the title. This is Influence, Trust. The author is the teaching pastor. And then what I do is I come over here to podcasting, where it gives me some of those different opportunities that insert these things. So again, the title was Influence and Trust, and I forgot the F. The summary is where I can now, if I want to, I'm going to create a new tab. I'm going to go to westside11worth.com, and we're going to go to the most recent teaching. So I'm going to click over here. I'm going to click down here so I can go to that and copy. You can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to copy the text from that. I'm going to go back over here. And then I'm going to paste that in the summary right here and click now apply. I don't think I have to do anything with this. We are not worried about the design of this. These are podcast readers are going to recognize this. So right now, I click this. I don't have to. Episode duration. This is an important thing that. So under the podcasting here, I scroll down, and under the duration, how I find that is I go to my Finder, and I go back to that audio that we just had for this, and iTunes shows this to me 30 minutes and 17 seconds. So I'm going to go 0 hours, 30 minutes and 17 seconds, and I pulled that from my Finder on a Mac, and I believe that the Windows Explorer will show that too. And then I click apply. Now I also add the text here just for some podcast readers that pull the text of the description of the teaching from here. So after I've done that, I want to go to options, and we add some artwork here, and this we use web audio. So this is what podcast readers will use when they pull in the graphics. So I'm in my series folder through the communication series 2018 influence. I choose web, and I chose the web audio, and that pulls that up. Again, we want to make sure that the date reflects Sunday's date, so I'm going to go to published. Again, I'm going to click on Sunday the 26th, and this is after 12, so we are good there. And I will click save, and that is how you add a podcast and keep that up to date as well, which you can see that is very beneficial. It now posts to our iTunes, it posts to TuneIn, as well as TuneIn updates it on Alexa, so people can use Amazon Alexa and say, play the most recent podcast from Westside Leavenworth, and it will immediately begin to play. Thank you for doing this for us.